Hey friend, welcome. 2 messages for you today. So we're gonna use 2 different decks and we'll see what comes through. I feel like it's about 2 different things, 2 different areas of your life. If you found this message, I feel like you're somebody who, beautiful, I feel like you're somebody who is good at a lot of things. You're naturally very talented, and you also have many, many different facets to you because you're just such a universal soul. So you could either be a very young soul who just, you know, when you come straight from source, you're still just so much of the oneness, which encompasses everything. Or you're a very, very, very old soul who has lived many lives as many different energies and has acquired so much. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so I'm seeing that you are within this year going to be seen on a bigger level than you have thus far by a long shot, but in a way that you somewhat sense, for your spiritual gifts, your psychic gifts, your intuition. Now, if you don't share your gifts in a very obvious way, it could be that your nature of being so tapped in and intuitive helps you quietly gain loud success in your career or whatever it is you do. Or if you don't work, it could just be with friends, family, in your community. There's something about your intuition landing you a really big win that is supremely obvious. You can't help but be seen for it. And I'm also receiving that it is because you have cleared the path for your intuition. You've cleared a lot of psychic static from your field. So you've cleared many things from your life. It doesn't even have to be that you drop relationships or certain things completely. You perhaps have, but it's more that you changed your relationship to them so that there is less that you're taking on, and therefore you're able to see so much more clearly. And this sight, it's not just that you feel better because you're not carrying the burden of so many others, and also just situations, patterns. Maybe it's that you separated from systems that used to drain you a lot. It's not just that you feel better, but you genuinely have cleared up the space within your system to be in touch with your intuition. So your third eye is fully able to see, but then you also have the energy and the power within your solar plexus, within your center, to take action on what comes through. Yeah, your vessel is clear enough that you're able to not only receive and see, but you're also able to creatively project onto the field of reality what you desire to create. And you do that from an intuitive place of what's aligned with your soul. So you can both receive the steps of what to do and also project out what you are desiring to create and experience. And you are being efficiently guided along the path of least resistance to make it all real. That's the bridge of incidence. When you decide to align with a specific reality, which you do because it's the calling of your soul, and then you project out that vision, you plant that seed vibrationally to align with that timeline, and then your life will guide you upon a bridge to arrive there. And it requires having the energy to say yes, and also the sight to receive the intuitive hits about the steps, because it's always trying to reach you. But it's, are you open enough to receive it, and do you have enough energy, enough space to take action upon it? I'm sure if you're here, you know what it's like to feel as if even if you knew what the best step was, you don't have the energy for it. And so that is the gift of you releasing all of the things, people, patterns, attachment to systems that were not serving you. It frees up the space for you to align and act on what genuinely does serve you. Because the truth is, one can't take it all on. You couldn't have taken on all of the energy and the tasks from an unaligned timeline as well as your aligned timeline. You have to pick. And I'm seeing that you did. And you picked the path of intuition, of soul, of your higher destiny. And you're about to move very, very quickly because this is the most exciting, aligned path for you. It's the path that was meant for you. There's no fighting the resistance along this path because it's your soul desired path. It feels good to walk upon it, even to become who you need to be upon it through any obstacles you face. And I'm seeing you finding great, great victory. You've risen above. And you will be seen as victorious. And this is inspiring because it's an example that this can be a victorious journey when you traverse into the seeming unknown, but to you it was known. The doubts that you may have felt along the way were simply ones that you, I'm seeing a dragonfly, inherited from all the systems that try to make us doubt our intuition, close off from our intuition. And I see that you defeated that. And the proof that you now have is causing you to follow your intuition for the rest of your life. The sun. Yeah. And this is why you get to experience a life that is delicious to your soul. Because your soul is illuminating the way and you're following the way. And I just feel this energy of your inner child or your inner teen, your soul so glad because finally you said yes. It's the energy of when a kid wants to go do something so badly, but the parent says no forever. You know, maybe I want to go to Disneyland. I'm not a proponent of Disneyland, but to each their own. This is just the example that's coming through. So a kid wants to go to Disneyland so bad, and they know that their family will have so much fun. They know it'll bring so much joy. The parent says no for so long. The kid wants to so bad. And then eventually the parent finally says yes and is like, fuck it, let's go to Disneyland. That kind of joy of the child being like, finally, they're listening to me. We get to go do what I want to do. That's what I feel is happening. And then the magic that is going to be arranged along this path. I just see like quantum success compared to what you've experienced previously, because everything that you've received in your life up to this point was to make you the expert in whatever it is that you are moving into. So it very much so is that this is the path of your glory, where your value can finally be seen, which I know isn't even what you care about, but it's gonna feel dang good because it's gonna be a reflection of what you've always known about yourself, which is that you are powerful, you are wise, you are worthy of it all. The way that you have always seen yourself on some level, even if it was deep, is being reflected. It is being how people are seeing you. Ooh, yeah. King of Pencils, Page of Pencils. There's something about you taking action upon your ideas, your brain children. King of Pencils, because Page of Pencils, you could have a million brilliant ideas, but are you going to do anything with them? The King of Pencils is the one who has matured enough to discover and act out how to utilize their mind, their ideas, to actually make things happen, take action towards their ideas, steward their ideas to life. Yes, and we have Six of Wands with that butterfly. And then this might be a moth, but honestly, I think it's a black butterfly. Yeah, there's also something about you being seen. I'm seeing with like this orange and yellow butterfly, sort of giving a Leo energy and energy of the sun for your brilliant ideas that have been kept in the dark for so long, but I feel like they're also potentially about mystical, taboo subjects or things that just aren't talked about as much, but there's something so magnetic and powerful about them and about the way that you express them and offer them. It's as if they're things that people are hungry for. There's a potential that people could become obsessed with what you do in a good way, because they say that people are always going to be addicted to something in some sort of way. It's sort of the way of the human mind. You know, you could meditate beyond it potentially, but then are you obsessed with meditation? Who knows? But there are healthy obsessions or addictions or things that you feel really drawn to and show up to again and again, and then there are ones that are unhealthy. So I feel like you are gonna be able to offer something that is a healthy magnet for people's focus and attention. So maybe there's even something more long form about what you're offering that gets people at least somewhat away from the constant dopamine drive of the current, sorry, I got distracted because it looks like my battery is running out. Like the scrolling, the fast dopamine, the thing that keeps our mind in that place, which ultimately it's fun for a sec, but then it ends up in profound unhappiness and dissatisfaction. So I feel like there's something deeply satisfying about, like soul and mind satisfying about what you're offering. Okay, it's giving scorpionic energy because they're like the deep researchers, but it's also usually, so it's like extensive, but it's also about things that are very interesting and also sometimes a little bit taboo, not talked about underneath the surface, like exposing things that you wouldn't normally come across. Very enticing, very magnetic, very powerful, also transformative. Okay, I'm gonna end the message here and we will do the second message in another video because the battery's out, but it's coming at you. So see you on that one.